Okay, we're back. So, last video we said we are going to go ahead and take care of the pirates. So, wow, we've got a lot of events stacked up. Jeez. So, in the wake of that, let's go ahead and defend the seas real quick. Just a random place in the middle of the ocean. Cook really loves sailing, apparently. Obviously, it fits the character. Oh, accidentally pressed my scroll bar. I didn't even touch it. What the hell? Teach, being a cat, obviously has a really strong sense of smell. No, we didn't even have to fight or anything. Just bam, now they're gone. So with that event, we don't have to worry about the pirates randomly attacking us anymore. So that's good. That being said, I kind of don't want to do these events because they're not really that useful. So let's just be like, whatever, fuck it, just ignore these. And let's go ahead and, because we lost some money, let's just do another event here to get back the money that we lost. Well, that too. I pray Himiko's true wishes almost come true. What a troll. Shenanigans will be had. Alright, 25k. 5 times what we lost. So, I mean, we made a profit, boys! Alright. So, because we've already kicked out the pirates, let's go ahead and march on Dallas. Dallas, here we come. Alright. So we've got a diagonal environmental hazard pattern right here. All attack -1. So, let's go ahead and deploy Marco Polo again. And unfortunately, we've already used up both our throwing units, so we can't really use them in an offense. So we're gonna have to make do without it. Luckily, we only have 3 units to worry about, but they all have like at least 2k troops, whereas the other units that we've been facing up so far had less than that, or had less than that, but there were more of them. I don't know in whether or not in this game it's better to face an enemy army who has more units but less troops distributed through amongst them, or an army that has less units but has more troops in each one. I'm not really too sure. Maybe you guys can figure that out for yourself, I guess. Let's see who we want to deploy here. Put Kublai Khan right there so she can reach the magician up in the back. We can also send in Oda Nobunaga. I'm gonna do something that's kind of counterintuitive. We're gonna send in Oda Nobunaga like this, because she's already really strong. So having her suffer 1 less attack isn't really gonna do much. But in exchange, she can reach both units right here, so she can target both of them, not have to move around all the time. At least that's the plan. Let's build the kid next to her, down bottom, so you can start hitting this girl too. Just note that once this Nelly Larrabee girl's units, whatever, gets annihilated, Billy the Kid won't have anyone else to attack because her attack range is only completely straight. So that being said, who can we put forth again? Joan of Arc, because she has high defense, so she can tank. And finally, one last one, we will put in Tutankhamun for heals. 5-3. We're gonna attack the one with 7 attack. Oof, that crit attribute. It's a good feeling getting those kinds of hits. Nice. We don't need to heal anyone just yet, so let's try to finish this girl off. Yes, we did. Cool. Crit for 400 damage only? I'll take it. Nice. Crit attribute. Ooh. I don't think she'll die in 1 hit. Yeah, so this is gonna do a lot of damage. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, considering it was a crit, it's actually not that bad, so I'll take it, I guess. Alright, great victory. That's Dallas under our belt. Slowly but surely, we're conquering the rest of the deep south here. Another pre-turn event. Ooh, we can start on Kamehameha's events now. So, obviously you can tell the people translating this, like I said before, have put a lot of effort into actually translating it faithfully to the original Japanese text. So yeah, we can go ahead and start on Kamehameha's events. And we can end a turn there. All forces slightly upgraded and they are now invading. Wonderful. Alright, nice to see that all their troops are already wounded. Okay. Who can tank for us here? Shuangdi. I guess we'll put out Magellan. I don't know. Not really much of a reason for us to put her out there, but hey, why not, right? Let's go ahead and do that. I'm amazed Alexander actually acts first, because they're all really fast. We'll try to kill Lorenza, because we can just one-shot her right away. Take her out of the fight. This will kind of hurt, though, because the damage, because of all their attribute damage, it's going to stack up very quickly. So, even though they're only doing like 300, 500 damage, it's kind of going to hurt. Luckily, they all targeted only Alexander, so that means that the attacks can all stack onto her, which means that I can just go ahead and do this, and only have to worry about healing one unit. Georgia Ann. Let's go ahead and attack this girl. One shot her anyway. Basically, more or less. This might hurt. Not as much as I feared. Needle rush onto someone. Franklin, I guess. Nice. That was just barely enough. Bombardment onto the Lancer unit. Critical helps. Nice. I wonder if this will actually kill. 6 damage, 3 defense, spear attack. I'm gonna have her wait for now. Just be on the safe side so I can get off one more heal before finishing the battle. And this should just kill her. Alright, cool. And our turn again. Another pre-turn event here. Hey, Galahad. Like I said, I think Galahad is my most favorite. Well, that makes no sense grammatically. But Galahad is by far my favorite Knight of the Knights of the Round Table. She hits all the right buttons on me. Great guess. So they're on another date together, Arthur and Chihaya. So they're just enjoying their sweet ass time. I kind of want to skip through this, but I think the dialogue has something important that's kind of related to the plot here. Yeah, plot in an eroge. Alright, here we go. Okay, so that's basically the result of whatever she was looking at back at Camelot. So we obviously know that something's kind of going wrong with Queen Arthur. I nearly call her king every single time. I might just say fuck it and just call her king anyway. Who the hell cares? We all know what she is. In real life, that is. Okay, so that being said and done, let's go ahead and I kind of don't want to invade Pensacola right away because I kind of want to get some of these events out of the way. If they stack up, then kind of annoying for me. Me personally, like, I don't like seeing a lot of events on my screen, so I try to get all of them out of the way as fast as I can. Let's go ahead and do Joan of Arc's events. Is this Joan of Arc's events? Yes, it is. Wow, what a convenient god. This is a once-in-a-lifetime disappointment. For some reason, I always get this feeling that somehow when the Japanese people say certain things, the way they word things and the way that they're translated over into English, or when they carry over to English, somehow it just sounds funnier. Once in a lifetime disappointment. Who would have thought to use that kind of phrase? In any case, they just have a date, whatever, they eat, fucking go on a picnic in the middle of the desert in Australia. Alright. Cool, I guess. So Joan of Arc gets Slash Slapper, which is kind of like the Lancer's Cleave, where it attacks 2 squares. So that being done, let's do another event here. Let's do Vlad Tepe's events. Vlad's events. What's going on with Vlad? So, obviously, it's kind of weird for Vlad to, be hanging out in Australia, so these kind of events. Vlad's character events basically involve you, well, I say you, but I really mean the main character. Basically, her character events really start when you hit Europe and you capture Transylvania, and Transylvania is actually a real city in this game. You can actually capture it. So once you do, that's when her events just kind of start, avalanching. I don't know what the proper word is, but that's where her events really start getting started. God, I'm so redundant. In any case, that's basically what it is. Chihaya promises to take her back home to Transylvania or wherever. Okay, so Poison Killer, I think Poison Killer is what Marco Polo has. So that's an example of how different unit types can attain completely different moves that are only supposed to be for a particular unit, except, now Vlad Tepes also has Poison Killer because that's kind of, I guess, it suits her character, I guess, when she's not supposed to have that attack, and because, she's a Lancer. But now that we've done enough missions with everyone else, we now get another item slot for Chihaya, so now we make him even tougher, if we can even have enough items for him. I don't think we have any more items, except for that ball to height thing that nobody knows what the fuck it's used for. Okay, let's go ahead and save right here, because we're going to go ahead and attack Pensacola. So let's do it. And after this, we'll end the video. Alright, more environmental hazards, defense -1. So we'll kind of try to avoid that now. We've already used a Marco Polo, which sucks, but we still have Ino Tadakata. So hopefully we can take care of these frontliners pretty quickly here. This is going to be a little bit tricky because as you can see, we don't really want to put anyone up in these 2 rows right here. So that means that the enemy front units, frontliners, are all going to focus their attacks on this, whoever we put in here. So not only do we have to put in someone there who has high defense, but also someone who is probably not going to die outright to these 3 just wailing away at her. So, really the only, I guess the only, reasonable pick would be Sansa Hoshi, because she's not going to take attribute damage from other fellow hammer units. But the problem is she only has 6 defense, and these guys are, or girls are still, relatively strong if you think about it. Like, this one's got 7 attack, one on the bottom's got 6 attack. I mean, 5 attack's not really anything to sneeze at either. I mean, if they have a lot of troops, then who the fuck cares what your attack value is? You're still going to do a lot of damage. So, that being said, Hopefully Sanzahoshi does survive through. Just in case she can't, we'll also deploy Tutankhamun. Let's go ahead and deploy Oda Nobunaga so she can hit both units on the bottom lane. And I feel like I'm always referring to like League of Legends terms, even though I don't really play the game. I don't want to deploy Abe or Seimei because she just is really freaking slow. So let's go ahead and do this. Aristotle and Magellan? Sure, why not? I feel like this kind of formation is kind of lacking in damage, but we'll see what happens. Get some Brave into our system here. Okay. Oh, we can actually snipe. Cool. Let's try to kill this unit in one shot. Kaboom. Nice, we did. Oda Nobunaga's the real MVP. Okay, let's go ahead and attack. Who has less defense? This one. She also has stronger attack, so may as well. And Ino Tadakata, let's go ahead and attack you. Kaboom. Wow, nearly one shot. If only Ino Tadakata had 7 attack, then she would have been able to one shot. But oh well. Ooh, energy flare. That's gonna do a lot of damage. You can't do anything against it. Or anything about it, so I don't know. I don't know if we can. Magellan's actually gonna move, so we could probably, if we get a crit on her, crit attribute, then it's gonna interrupt, but we'll see how well that fares. Attack her, finish her off. Alright. We could also just use Flare Blast, which is actually what we're not gonna do because Magellan is in the top lane. I should have moved her down here so that she can use Flare Blast and hit both of them. God damn it. That's why you always need to remember to put Magellan in the middle, because if you don't, then she can't use Flare Blast, or, you know, as effectively as you might want her to. Ouch, that's a lot of damage. Luckily, it wasn't like a critical or anything, so thank God for that. This won't kill, I don't think. Yeah. Use Meteor Strike on Mangus. Maybe it's a one shot. No, just barely not. But it's alright. Let's go ahead and attack Little Wolf. Decent damage. Just need to keep in mind that Magellan isn't really known for her attack. I'm going to heal Oda Nobunaga. Sanzahoshi with the finish. Let's go ahead and advance. Shoot her, finish her off, so she can't attack at all. Now we can attack Little Wolf. Nice. All according to Keikaku. Okay. So I believe that's Pensacola under our belt. Alright. Clothes ability aside. Alright, so with that, St. Louis is the last Native American territory that they hold. So if we attack St. Louis, then we should be able to bring the Native American state down to its knees. Alright, so now that we conquered Pensacola, let's stop the video here. Next time, when we come back, we're going to do a couple more missions, and we're going to capture the rest of the Native American nation by capturing St. Louis.